this Monday evening. This is Weather Underground. I'm Mike Bettis.
And I'm Alex Wilson. We're tracking multiple rounds of severe weather starting tonight, lasting all the way into the way of building towering cumulus clouds and thunderstorms all the way from the Rio Grande up towards the Great Lakes, even the U.S.-Canada border up there in northern Minnesota, all the way over to western New York and northwestern Pennsylvania. Here's the setup for tomorrow, the severe ingredients. We've got that dry line. That'll add lift into parts of West Texas, West Oklahoma, West Kansas. Warm, moist air surging north out ahead of that front. And we've got the warm front also up into the northern tier. That's going to add the lift and give us some of that rotation around the Great Lakes. Then we've got low-level jet stream winds. Those will be on the increase. That'll also help to increase that lift. So you see where we're going. We've got a lot of lift in the atmosphere. Upper-level winds are diverging. And when you get divergent, you get areas of lift. Once again, strong upper winds punching to the northeast. So out of the southwest, those low-level winds out of the south will give us some rotation as well. So Torcon values of 5 out of 10 for western Kansas. That's a 50% chance of a tornado within a location like Fort Dodge. Eastern Kansas or eastern Texas panhandle and western Oklahoma, 4 out of 10 on the Torcon for you. That's a 40% chance of a tornado within 50 miles. Damaging winds, hail will also be a possibility. Oklahoma City, it's Tuesday night. Your best chance of storms and also wind. We'll keep the wind on Wednesday, get rid of the storms, and might bring the sun back into the area.
Detroit potentially could see something like that when you have them go for a long period of time.
Right, and when you get one of these perfect situations, you mentioned these storms can maintain themselves for hours as long as that rain-cooled outflow doesn't race ahead of it. It can almost help it grow. And Dr. Navarro is with us to talk a little bit more about whether or not we think we could see that kind of setup tonight.
Yeah, Alex, now that we're in that second week of May, we're getting into that derecho season. And now derechos actually have 2 different seasons, a warm season and a cool season. But from May through August, this is the prime time that we see them in the eastern part of the United States. And now notice, there's a big red area here that extends from the Central Plains all the way across the Ohio Valley and into New York. This is the warm season for derechos, and it's often because the same patterns that fuel the severe weather threat are the same conditions that we look out for these types of systems. And now, if you look at each month by month, notice that May, June, and July really stand out here on this graph. The largest percentages are right in the seasons where we have the warmest air in the atmosphere, the high sun angle, lots of moisture, and again, those conditions. But we can still get them in other months out of the year. These are more so the cool seasons, but 70% of the derechos that we see occur in these months. And so now tonight, we're in the central part of May. We've got the ingredients, and so it's looking like we could see that possibly tonight.
So what thresholds are you looking for here? When you take a look, so we want to see some instability out ahead of that to see if anything is going to fire or not. There's a lot.
Definitely. Almost looks like our first batch kind of fizzles, but there could be some more potent stuff right behind.
Definitely. One to look at.
Spring storms, they're going to fire up over a huge swath of the country every single day this week. Some of those could be severe. We're going to talk about that tonight. Welcome into Weather Underground. I'm Mike Bettis.
And I'm Alex Wilson. We've got meteorologist Brandon right behind the bar. He's our weather producer, keeping track of your questions also on Twitter, so send them your way or our way. I want one. Thank you. Hashtag WUTV. That's how you get them to us. Oh, now I'm just a big loser. Right now, but we're watching the state of Wisconsin very closely for a lot of wet weather. The severe stuff now to the south of you, also to the south and west. Let's take a closer look at some of these warnings. Let's start with this one along the Wisconsin-Illinois state line and get a look at this. It's all alone here. We've got that main batch of rain and storms, but this one for Winnebago County, so it is into northern Illinois, right along the Wisconsin state line, going to kind of parallel the state line. This is going to move north of Rockford until 5:45. Let's see if we've got any hail out of this one. And we are picking up some hail. The computer estimating that we could be seeing hail in excess of an inch. So quarter-size hail, definitely a possibility out of this one. And this is likely why it is warned. Of course, gusty winds always a threat with these as well. Big picture, we're watching a few thunderstorms here into Iowa. These could bring you some gusty, damaging winds along with the threat for some very heavy downpours. This is north of Des Moines, right along 35, say between Alexander and Mason City. It is coming down, and it is coming down heavy. So watch for some ponding of water on the roadways out there. It's Franklin, Hancock, and Wright counties until 6 o'clock. Want to show you.
Things all here behind the bar. Brandon's here. Dr. Navarro's here. Let's answer some questions.
Sure. Let's do this first one. This one's from